today's video. I'm super excited to be filming this. Like, this is the most excited that I've been to film a video in a long time, truthfully, because I'm going to be creating a tag today. As you can see by the title, I'm calling it the Ride or Die tag. Thank you to my subscribers for helping me come up with this name. The purpose of today's video is to find out people's ride or die cosmetic products from each category. So I'm going to be telling you my #1 favorite foundation, my #1 favorite blush, mascara, lip product, like #1 of all time, ride or die. Basically, if you're going to a desert island and you could only bring one of each, what it would be. It's a challenge more than anything. It was so hard to pick out my ride or dies. Some things it was like without a question. I just knew. I just walked in my makeup drawer and pulled out. Other things, like I've been making this list for a week in my phone, like trying to really think like what is truly my ride or die. Like, it's a challenge. So I'm excited to see what your ride or die products are, and I'm super excited to see what other YouTubers' ride or die products are, because I feel like every month it's a new foundation, it's a new eyeshadow palette, it's a new this and that, and every month I'm always like, this is my favorite foundation, and I'm like, but is it really though? Because it's like you just get so caught up in the excitement. So I want to know everyone's true ride or die products, like if you were on a desert island. I'm sure that this tag has been done before in some way or the other. I couldn't find it. But I'm sure that this is not an original idea, obviously, but I could not find anything. So I'm calling it the Ride or Die tag. I tag all of you. I can't wait to see your Ride or Die products. I'm going to go ahead and list the questions down below in the bottom bar. If you guys want to add anything in, you totally can. Make this challenge and this tag your own. So let's get started. Oh, and yes, to address the elephant in the room. Hi. I do obviously have a wig on. I woke up and my hair, I was like, obese. I was not feeling it. It was, no. My roots are grown out. My hair is looking dull. Not to mention I got a haircut last week that I'm not too happy with, and I need to get it texturized later this week. So what do? You put on a wig. Make it work. All right, so let's get started because I swear my air conditioning is not working today and I literally have sweat just all over my body. Thank God you can't see it. So the first ride or die product is face primer. I kind of wanted to start and go in order. So for me, my ride or die, no matter what, I know that this primer is going to do exactly what I'm looking for. That is the Becca, I don't even know what it's called. The Becca Backlight Priming Filter. This is the second, no, I think this is the third bottle. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is the third bottle. All I know is I've never used a primer as much as I've used this one. I absolutely love it. I will say that it does not smooth out your skin. It does not fill in pores or fine lines, but it is super hydrating and moisturizing, and when you apply foundation over top of it, it just makes your skin look dewy and healthy. If you're looking for radiance and if you're looking for just something for your foundation to stick to for a glow, this would be a great primer for you. That's why I personally love it so much. For foundation, this one was the hardest, hands down, the hardest category for me. I sat on this for several days because there's like 5 foundations that I was like, wait, no this, wait, no that, wait, no this. So what do you think it's gonna be? What do you think? I feel like tons of you guys are gonna guess Giorgio Armani Luminous So Foundation, right? Wrong. That was so annoying. Okay, I chose the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Stick Foundation. This to me is the best foundation ever. I always know what I'm gonna get with it. I always know the payoff, the coverage, the way it's gonna wear. I feel like it's weird because sometimes I can use a foundation for 5 months and love it so much and then go back to it a couple months later and I'm like, why is this not working the way I remember it working? Why is this kind of breaking up on my skin? Why is it not blending the way I want it to? This never fails me. Now it's weird because this foundation hasn't even been out for that long. It hasn't even been out for a year, I don't think. And I'm already making this my ride or die #1 foundation in the whole world. Like if I was on a desert island and I could only bring one, it would be this guy right here. It's just so beautiful. It's a natural finish. It's got a little bit of a satin dewy finish to it. It lasts for so long. It doesn't break up. It's so easy to blend out. It's a medium to full coverage. It's very buildable. I swear, it's just my perfect foundation. So next for concealer. This is actually, it was easy, yes, but at the same time, I kind of struggled because I was like, should I think about MAC Pro Longwear? Because that concealer lasted for a longer period than any other concealer has ever lasted for me. But I'm going to have to go with the Urban Decay Weightless Complete Coverage Naked Concealer. This is just my absolute #1 concealer ever. It's just such a beautiful coverage. It's not too drying, it's not too dewy, it's right in between. It's not too, like, I don't want to use the word moist, but it's just perfect. It blends out so easy. Like I've been playing with a lot of different concealers recently and I've noticed that some concealers I absolutely love once I apply them, but they're so difficult to get them to apply because you have to go over it like a million times because it just doesn't want to blend out. This one, it blends out so simple. It's just like the all around perfect concealer. I absolutely love it. It's a medium to full coverage and it's very, very buildable. All right, so now to set the entire face, we're gonna go in with our Ride or Die face powder. This one was very hard for me because I went between two, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Seriously, it's like, this is the most first world problems of all time. The fact that I'm sitting there like, oh God, what face powder do I choose? Like, but after going back and forth for quite a while, I landed on the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Powder Foundation. Because I just feel like it's, I don't know, like I love the MAC Mineralize Skinfinish so much because I like a face powder that is a very sheer, maybe medium coverage. I don't like a full coverage powder because then it makes me too matte, and because I'm more on the dry side throughout the day, I will look very cakey if I use a full coverage powder over top of a foundation. So I want something that's just gonna kind of set my face, keep everything in place, that rhymed, but not be additional coverage, just make my skin look nice and flawless. So I did choose this one, but I will say that I was so neck to neck with the MAC Mineralized Skinfinish. I just feel like ever since I bought this one, I'm always constantly using this one more. I actually just bought a brand new one because I completely ran out of the first one that I bought. So, and this one doesn't even match me right now because I'm so fair. Like I'm the whitest I've ever been. This is the whitest that my body gets. I do not get whiter than this. This is me, guys. Take it or leave it. So I wanted to do a Ride or Die under eye setting powder because a couple of years ago, I have always set my under eyes. I've set my under eyes since I first got a job at MAC when I was 18 years old. And I remember no one else set their eyes. Like none of the other artists there or freelancers, clients didn't want to set their under eyes. And I was like, how come no one is doing this? But I feel like now everyone sets their under eyes. Thank you, Jesus, because now everyone is on board and I really want to know everyone's favorite under eye setting powder, which is why I included this in the tag because I'm very curious because I'm always looking for new under eye setting powders. But I will say my Ride or Die is actually the RCMA No Color Translucent Powder. Thank you to Kathleen Lights for making me aware of this months and months and months ago. As you can see, I'm quite a fan. It's almost empty. I need to get another one. The only thing I don't like about this is the packaging, man. Like I want to change it so bad. I have it like taped right here and I just open it up and like dump it in the cap. That's how I use it. But this is the best translucent powder I've ever used. I set my under eye with a damp beauty sponge and that is just my #1 favorite way. I always know the results I'm gonna get. It makes it so airbrushed and just flat and matte and smooth. I absolutely love using the MAC Pro Emphasize and the Anastasia Banana Powder, but I will say as I get older and I get little tiny fine lines under there, I do see that it kind of emphasizes those lines, especially throughout the day. Or if I have texture in here, it will emphasize that texture, whereas this does not. This actually helps hide the fine lines in the texture, so that's why this boy is my Ride or Die. So now we're gonna go for bronzer, blush, and highlight. And for my Ride or Die bronzer, I actually chose the MAC Cosmetics Studio Care Blend Pressed Powder, which is kind of weird because this is not even technically a bronzer, but I have used it as a bronzer for years, ever since MAC came out with this powder when I was working there, and it's my Ride or Die. I don't use it that often, but if I have to just grab something and it's one thing and I know how it's gonna work and I know the results I'm looking for, it is the Studio Care Blend Pressed Powder. I do use the shade Dark. It looks like this right here. It's what I use today on my face. I used all these products today. I was like, since I'm gonna be talking about it, I might as well use it. That's what I love about this challenge, and that's why I'm excited to see other people do it, because I wanna know like your absolute favorite, even if it's something you haven't touched in years, but like you know it's just like, it's just that go-to. My Ride or Die blush, this one was the easiest. When I went through my list and I got to blush, I was like, I didn't have to think about it. Hands down, it is MAC Melba. Oh my gosh, it is my favorite blush ever. It is a matte blush. I'm looking at it in the mirror. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. It's like a pale, kind of warm, corally, pinky, peachy kind of blush. It is just so pretty. It's not too light, it's not too dark. When I worked at MAC, this is the blush that I would use on like everyone. MAC has great pigmentation in their blushes. It's just beautiful. Like it's one of those blushes you can put on with any look basically and it's gonna work. Like, it's just gorgeous. It's my #1. Okay, so now for my Ride or Die highlight. You guys obviously know what highlight I'm gonna pick. It would be weird if I didn't pick Champagne Pop. Hello. This is hands down my Ride or Die, and I don't just say that because of the fact that I was responsible for the shade of Champagne Pop. I say that because I loved highlighters, but Champagne Pop was something that I got to envision and I got to create and I got to see come to life, and I got to make my favorite highlighter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went through so many samples until I got to this one right here, and I was like, this is it. This is the highlighter that I've always wanted. I had never seen a highlighter that had this peachy champagne undertone that I was searching for, and that is why it's my ride or die. I love it so much. It never fails me. I will go through all different highlights, but I always, always, always go back to Champagne Pop. It's just my number one. It's my baby. It's gonna hold a place in my heart for the rest of my life. Champagne Pop has just been amazing to me. So, but since I helped create Champagne Pop, I felt like it would like only be fair if I added in a second highlighter. You know, for those of you who are like, we've heard enough about Champagne Pop. My second favorite ride or die highlight, which is weird because I have not even mentioned this on YouTube yet. I mentioned this on Snapchat months and months ago, and then so many people started talking about it on YouTube that I was like, nah, I don't even need to mention it. Everyone else is talking about it. But I'll mention it here for the first time. This is the Sleek Makeup Highlight in the, it's called the Highlighting Palette Solstice. I don't even know how to pronounce that. These two highlights right here are absolutely gorgeous. They are like the most pigmented. I swear, it is the most vibrant, just like blinding. The formula is beautiful, it's creamy, it's not glittery, it's not chunky, it doesn't fall off the skin. It's so stinking pigmented. And then there's this beautiful lavender one that I've only used once, and there's a cream one that I've never touched. But this is just so beautiful, and it's inexpensive too. But that is my second ride or die. All right, so moving on to eyes, I want to talk about eyelashes. For this, I truly could not pick one. I tried so hard. I even did the eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger back and forth. I couldn't pick one. So I have two, and they're like equally tied. And the first one are the Flutter Slayla lashes. Oh! Do you hear the thunder? God knows. He knows how I feel about my Slaylas. Thank you, Lord. They look like this. So they are Drama Llama, but they are hands down the most comfortable false lashes I have ever worn. I got online, I bought 10 pairs of these, and I thought I used my last pair, but I found these in like the very back of one of my lash drawers, and I was like, thank you, Jesus. And then for my favorite more natural lashes, which are still gonna be dramatic because I know that like my version of a natural lash is not other people's version, but it would have to be Wispy Sweet Nothings by Velour Lashes. These are just so beautiful. You can see how much more natural they look compared to the Slaylas. They're shorter, they're fluffier, they're more separated. If I'm going for a look where I'm just putting on false lashes, you know, some foundation and a gloss, just super simple, these will be the lashes I choose for my more natural lash. They're so pretty, they're just simplistic. If you have really small eyes, these are gonna probably be a little bit too dramatic for your liking unless you're looking for a dramatic lash. But they are absolutely beautiful. I just love them so much. So Slayla and Wispy Sweet Nothings. So now for my ride or die mascara. This one was fairly easy, but I did kind of go back and forth between this one and the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes because I love that one. But this one definitely won, and it is the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black. Now Carbon Black is just the shade. You can get it in brown, black, or Carbon Black, but Carbon Black is like black as my soul. It's just got such a good brush. I am never without the L'Oreal mascara. I always have to have a tube in my little like vanity right there where I do my makeup because it's just my favorite. It just makes my lashes look really nice and fluffy and natural, but I can like, if I want to get it like clumpy and really voluminous, I can. Like, I just love it. It's my favorite mascara. I would choose this more than Chanel, more than YSL, more than Dior. Like, this is my ride or die. So I went back and forth on the whole eyeshadow thing because I wanted to include eyeshadows, of course, but I was like, I can't just say like my ride or die eyeshadow. Like, I don't just have one eyeshadow. Like, I would have to have like a look. So I decided to do your ride or die eyeshadow palette because there's so many palettes out there in the cosmetic industry, more than like ever before. So I wanted to see everyone's favorite eyeshadow palettes out there if you could only choose one, because I feel like it'll be really interesting. For me, this was slightly difficult, but as you know, if you watch my channel, I do not use palettes very often. I'm kind of iffy about it. So I'm going to go with one that's pretty typical for me, but it's the honest truth. You guys have seen me use this more than any other palette for sure, and it is the Morphe 350. I kind of went back and forth between this and the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette because the Shade and Light palette is so beautiful, but the Shade and Light palette does not have the orange and the reds that mama needs in her life. So I'll be honest, I basically do not use these 3 rows. I I just use these four right here, except this one. I've used this one several times, but other than that, I don't even use these. Like this right here is my palette in this section. But I go back to these constantly on a daily basis when I do my makeup. I grab this out of my drawer constantly. I use this creamsicle color right here, this orangey color, this reddy one. This like kind of reminds me of MAC Swiss Chocolate. This is just my ride or die palette if I could only choose one, because honestly, I just love warm shadows more than anything else. Like that's all I'm asking for. If I was not on YouTube and I didn't have to change it up for makeup tutorials, I would be the girl that every single day had on a warm smoky eye. That's just how I would do things, and I think that it's pretty obvious. Okay, so now for lips, we are gonna do lipstick, liquid lip, and lip gloss, because hello, I wanted to cover all the bases because I am a lip product junkie monkey. I am always a nude girl when it comes to lipsticks especially. I want a nude, nude, nude. I rock it old school. I know that everyone loves like these dark colors like I'm wearing right now. I like them too, but on a daily basis, I like to keep it nude. That's just how I do. So my hands down ride or die nude lipstick is Blush Nude by Tom Ford. I've been talking about this a lot recently, but this is just perfection. I always know what I'm gonna get. It is the perfect nude. It's creamy, it's got beautiful pigment, like it's just the bomb. It's amazing. It's not too pink because I don't like nudes that are too pink. I don't like nudes that have that brownish gray undertone. It's perfect. It is my perfect pinky nude without too much pink. I love it so much. It is so expensive. It is ridiculous how expensive it is. Okay, so for liquid lip, this one was the easiest for the lip products, for sure, because this is just my favorite liquid lip, ride or die, hands down, and it is the Kat Von D Lolita Liquid Lip. Now there is a Lolita 2, but I still like the #1, the original. It's always been difficult to find. It's always sold out everywhere for good reasons. I've talked about it several times how much I love it. This is my second tube. The first one, I got it pretty much empty. I just loved it. I wore it constantly last fall and winter. I like her packaging, how it's like a skinny, long stick. The only thing I will say, like that color is bomb. That's a bomb color. The only thing I will say is it can be patchy. I feel like a lot of her liquid lips can be patchy. It doesn't bother me though, because I'm not like over here to judge. I just like the color. So you just have to kind of go over certain spots a couple of times, but once it's on, you are good to go. And it's just such a beautiful color. So for ride or die lip gloss, hands down, you guys are already gonna know. I was gonna try to switch it up though, because I was like, there's other lip glosses that I love so much, but no. Hands down, this is my ride or die lip gloss for life. This is the Marc Jacobs Sugar Sugar Lip Gloss. It is just the most beautiful, pigmented nude, but it's not too pigmented. I swear to God, I always have to smell it because it's so good. It's like the most perfect minty fresh scent. I swear, this formula is just goals. It's lip gloss goals because it's pigmented, but it's not too pigmented, and it's got this sheer, beautiful, kind of wet looking glossy look, but it's not too sheer. Like it can be worn alone or over a lipstick. It's just, I swear, it's just my favorite lip gloss formula ever, and Sugar Sugar is my favorite color ever. It's just perfect. So I have 2 products left, and right before I left the house to come film this video, my sister looked over my list and she was like, you don't have a setting spray on here. And I was like, oh my God, how could I forget? So I ran back in and I grabbed my ride or die setting spray, and that is for sure the Urban Decay Chill Makeup Setting Spray. I love this because it's cooling, it's hydrating. I love this because of the fact that I am dry, so I'm not looking for something to hold or combat oil. You know, I'm just looking for something to make me look a little bit more hydrated, my makeup look a little bit more natural, mix the powder with the foundation. You know how that goes. So I would have to say chill for sure. So for my very last ride or die product, I honestly added this in here just because I'm nosy and I want to know everyone else's like ride or die favorite perfume of all time. So that's why I added this in, it works with beauty, right? Perfumes, makeup, it works. So my favorite ride or die perfume of all time is Miss Dior Blooming Bouquet. I absolutely love this scent. A lot of you might have thought that I was gonna say Marc Jacobs Daisy because I've talked about it so many times because of the fact that it's the scent that I wore on my wedding day, but I honestly don't like to spray it that often because I love the memories that it holds, so I don't like to overdo it. Whereas Miss Dior Blooming Bouquet, I think this is the 3rd bottle that I've been through. I've never purchased more bottles of any perfume in my life than I have of this one. I use it all the time. Like I never get sick of it. It's like the perfect amount of floral and girly and yet mature and sexy at the same time. It's just so good. All right, you guys, that completes this ride or die tag. I kind of want to make it like a ride or die challenge because honestly, it is really challenging, especially if you're like a makeup lover, to pick out like your #1 of all time. So I'm super eager to see all of your ride or die products. And again, if you want to add in, like for instance, I didn't do eyeliner just because, I don't know, I just didn't feel like it was necessary for the challenge, the tag. But if you guys want to add in like your ride or die eyeliner or any other products, please feel free to add it in, make it your own. Comment down below. If you want to see other YouTubers do this, go out there and tag them and let them know that you want to see them do this video. And yeah, that's it. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching the ride or die tag, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Don't tell me what to do, and don't tell me what to say.
I've been looking forward to this for a long while. Oh my god, boob sweat is so disgusting.